Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Dungeon of the Mad Mage. This is session 101. Hey! So we're just gonna jump into the recap because we potentially have a very lively night ahead of us. So, fingers crossed. Oh God.
Double Squad!
Double Squad!
Previously, in the Dungeon of the Mad Mage, the party had been ambushed by a boat-shaped mimic. After a rather painful victory and arrest, the party decided to continue their exploration of the Willowwood. They continued down the tunnel they had been exploring, and eventually it began to spiral downward, clearly leading to another level. But what level? There was a passageway down on the 6th level as well. While curious, the party still didn't want to risk getting involved in something and leaving the Legion hanging, so they headed to the cultist settlement instead. They explored the abandoned buildings and caves for a while, finding numerous bits of evidence to show that this had once been a thriving settlement before the werebats. Speaking of the werebats, they were nowhere to be found, and inspections of their caves showed that anything light enough to carry had been taken. Finding nothing of real interest, the party headed north, where they had fought the ettercaps and spiders, where Bones, thanks to Ezrah's detect magic, found a wand of some sort. The party returned to Willow, reported on their success, and then decided to split up, while with Ezrah and Matashtai heading up to the 3rd level to check in with the Legion, and Bones and Ashes heading down to work on the 6th level. Ezrah and Matashtai were chastised by the voice within the portals, but thanks to Willow's blessing, they were protected from the shadow. Upon arriving on the Sargoth level, Ezrah was once again contacted by Gurgle Brine, who seemed to be growing desperate. But, unable to do anything about that problem for now, Ezrah and Matt headed to Azrok's Hold. There they spoke with the Legion commander and found out that the Xanathar Guild was refusing to meet the Legion in open battle. Lurkana was furious, and Azrok was concerned. If the Legion could not deal a sufficient blow to the guild, then they would slowly be bled out by ambushes, infiltrations, and dominations. And so, Azrok asked the party to once again be the tip of the Legion's spear. Ezrah and Matashtai agreed. Azrok gave them a choice between 2 targets: Skull Isle, a stronghold by which the Xanathar controlled Skull Port, or the Xanathar's secret hideout, which the Legion had just recently discovered a route to. The monk and sorcerer chose to go for the head of the snake, and spent the next day working with the Legion on strategies for the various conflicts the Legion would be involved in while the party attacked the guild. Meanwhile, on the 6th level, Bones and Ashes spent time crafting. Ashes experimenting with potions of depetrification, and Bones working within the heart of the mountain, utilizing its spectral tools to reinforce Gore, the Minotaur horn. Their crafting was only briefly interrupted when they took Oz and Big Beak to visit with Willow. The druid was reticent to provide instruction to Oz, and while she didn't fully cave, after some pressure from Halaster and Krisan, she allowed that Oz could visit, if he managed to pick up some trifling abilities, then that would be that. The evening of the 9th winds down. The party rests once more. And as we fade back into the scene, it is the morning of the 10th. Matashtai and Ezrah are awoken to a bustling Legion hold, and ashes and bones, unknowing, but since they have not heard from their companions, right? The plan is to reconvene back on the 3rd level of the dungeon. So, what is going on? What is the order of operations? Who wants to swing first?
Ezrah in the morning is going to be talking with some of the generals and eventually Lurkana, Azrak, all of them trying to get information on rumors and information about the Xanathar directly. Things that could be of value, whether that be levers to motivation or just physicality and abilities based off of what he knows about what the Xanathar is already and what could be used to his advantage.
Okay. Roll me a... So we're going to do 2 things here. We're going to do kind of a random chance, and we're going to do kind of a skill-based scenario. The random chance is going to give you a bonus to your skill-based scenario. The random chance being the concept of, do these people even have the information that you're seeking? And the skill-based scenario being, are you able to kind of like question them, quiz them, lead them to the ideas, the information that you're actually looking for, right? None of them are being withholding or anything like that, but they've got a lot going on, and you're going to have to ask the right questions to get the right information out of them. So, for the randomized one, roll me a D100.
66.
Basically, 66. Okay. You're going to get a +2 to your skill-based.
Yep.
So, for the skill-based, I'll let you either do an investigation or a persuasion, I guess.
15 plus 2 is 17.
All right. No one is dismissive of you, right? But everyone is very busy. So you get a few bits of conversation here or there, and really what happens is you get redirected to individuals that have more time to try to answer your questions.
Mm-hmm.
You get some obvious information, right? The Xanathar is a beholder. The Xanathar's secret hideout. The layout is relatively unknown, although it is assumed to house a fair number of individuals by the amount of food and provisions and etc. that they have seen being brought in and out, etc. So it's not assumed that this is going to be a small place. This is going to be like a hold, right? But there's not a lot of specific information about what might be there other than the Xanathar. There are a number of lieutenants that the Legion is aware of, that the Xanathar relies on to kind of run the day-to-day workings of the guild. And you're able to get the names and basic descriptors of them, right?
Okay.
There's one, Amergo, a dwarf, who wears a Minotaur helmet, basically. He's kind of the major domo of Xanathar's forces. There's another individual, although you get conflicting information on whether this is a human or a rather robust dwarf, and there's some kind of like weird side information about him potentially being like a machine. But that's one Nazca Urgray. And then there is tell of 2 other lieutenants, but a lot less information. One is a drow mage of some sort basically, as far as you're able to tell. And then the fourth one is the descriptors are vague, but in a few conversations, you're able to go, oh, that's a
Is Nihilor.
Mind Flayer.
Is Nihilor. Good thing we freed him.
so.
Did we?
I don't know. I
Maybe
figured.
he
Did
turns
we?
and helps us.
Yeah, if I'm remembering correctly, you guys freed him from the 2nd level stone menagerie.
I thought we did.
I couldn't remember.
Mm-hmm.
Last question for me. Ezra's understanding of a beholder.
Yeah.
You said.
Oh,
"You
you're
know
asking
that
is
a beholder.
yeah. So, what Ezra would understand of a beholder is beholders are crazy nightmare creatures, right? From their aberrations. They are well known to be incredibly deadly creatures, incredibly insane creatures. They have multiple eye tentacles that tend to shoot crazy different bits of magic that'll fuck you up. And everyone who has heard a legend or a bard's tale knows that the gaze of a beholder will neutralize magic. They are sometimes referred to as the Wizards Bane.
Thank you. That is my morning.
Sounds good. All right. Look at that doggo. Look at that.
Mr. Kai.
Oh,
Look at that doggo. Hello.
She can't hear you.
she can't hear you.
Oh my
That's Kai.
goodness.
Kai, it's Jimmy Kyle's dog.
Oh my goodness. I love the puppers. All right. Huh? Zach has a dog on camera. He's got a pupper on camera.
A pupper.
All right. So, Ashes and Bones. What is your morning plans? Are you guys just getting
We'll just
up?
leave.
Yep. Say your goodbyes to the Legion. How? What are your travel plans? Or not the Legion, the Skull Takers. What are your travel plans? How are you getting to where you are going?
Just leave.
We walk out.
Just leave. We just leave.
We just go.
We just walk
We
aimlessly.
just go.
Yeah. Eventually, you'll
well,
get there.
Our options are to portal and like go back down, or do we have a? I don't know
So
if we have like.
You can go up to floor 5 and portal to floor 2 and go back down to floor 3, or you can portal directly from floor 6 to floor 3 into the Legion's hold.
What's it? What? Which portal is that? Is that the diamond? Is that the gemstone portal?
That's the
That's
gemstone
Hunter.
portal.
Hunter Gemstone Portal.
What do I? I bet you I absolutely do not.
Also,
I
if
have
you
some.
teleport from the 6th level of the dungeon rather than the 5th, you forego Willow's blessing.
How mad do you think Willow be if we just go and be like, hey, can we get your blessing? Like after bugging her every single day?
Oh, to
I don't know. I feel like we're really pushing the limits of her fucks. I think she might be running out.
I don't know. I think she likes it. She assumed that it is.
I'm not gonna make that assumption.
I am. I'm making it right now. I think she like it. She's like, she's been alone so long. She's like, oh man, look at these people. Look, they're like listening, they're like kind of following rules.
I do have DM inspiration that we can.
They like care about what I'm doing here. Yeah, I do too.
for protection.
protection.
You want to roll a dice?
Team inspiration might be useful in the
Fight with the pole holder, absolutely.
battles ahead.
But let me tell you, how much worse is it gonna be if I don't use it and I get some disgusting curse that's
Oh, yeah,
basically going
absolutely.
to ruin my ability to participate in the fight.
I mean, let's just go
Welcome
get
to
Willow.
the shadow
let's
beneath
just,
the mountain in the dungeon of the Mad Mage.
let's just go get Willow's blessing.
Okay. So, a simple goodbye to the Skull Takers. Any fanfare or anything like that? Any? If you don't see us in 3 days, we're dead. No.
No. See y'all later.
Don't
Have
die.
fun.
Okay.
know,
Bye, boss.
Do patrols and stuff.
Oh shit! Right, patrols. Hey guys.
Fucking little guys. All right.
Not once. Not even once are they.
Look, they'll get it together. I believe.
All right.
All right. Well, we go
Yeah,
to Willow. and we
quick
be
trip
like,
up to
"Hey."
Willow. And in Willow's throne room, you are given an audience. You're greeted by Halaster. You are treated indifferently by Krisan. Halaster brings down scones. Where Halaster gets the scones, no one knows, but they are there. And
Thanks,
Willow awaits your petition.
Hey.
Are you here for a reason?
Oh, hey, yeah, we're gonna go. We're going to do some stuff. Can we get your blessing to use the gate?
I just gave your allies my blessing.
Yeah, I asked them to go as a group, but they chose not to.
She sighs. She doesn't. Either of you can roll. Do either of you have insight trained?
Yes.
If you have insight trained, you can roll me an insight check.
I think
yes.
everyone in this group has
16.
insight except for me.
Well,
16
That's an
and
8.
Actually, no, we don't have insight.
16 is my minimum roll.
There is a level of frustration in her tone.
Mm.
But it doesn't. You do not get the feeling that it is derived from you or from your petitions or from your party. She has a dour expression, and her eyes look hooded, like shadowed, right? Like she hasn't slept well. You do not feel as if, she's angry with you, but she is a troubled person, and you have now pressured her in a situation where she's basically like having a bad day. Roll a persuasion check.
I would like to find out exactly how many points she has left in her fuck reservoir.
14. That's pretty good for me, actually.
With a 0 mod.
Looks at you, and she has this kind of like set jaw. And even Halaster is relatively quiet right now. Normally Halaster is kind of like softly pressuring her to be more social and, oh, come on, it's fine, type scenario. But even Halaster is kind of like quiet. And you hear a bit of grinding and realize it's her grinding her teeth. And then she closes her eyes, sighs, opens her eyes, and says, "Fine." And she waves her hand, and you feel this, and she does it in almost a dismissive manner. And you feel that kind of like familiar power, that presence rise in your chest as you receive Willow's blessing, but also as you realize that there is a chance in the future that she will refuse you, or that you will damage your relationship with her if you hit her at the wrong times, basically.
Yeah, fair enough. I say, "Oh, thanks, Willow. You're super powerful and cool and a great friend, and you can talk to me if you need help or would like to just talk." but no pressure. And then I start
No.
slowly
No.
walking.
You done
as if
said too
waiting
much.
for her to say
You done said too
something.
much.
You feel the blessing leave. As if you were
Leave your body.
exhaling.
No.
I'm not fucking around. I think she's a great friend.
Roll me. Sure. But this is now a matter of how does she take it.
Yeah.
Roll me another persuasion check. Your DC is 18.
Okay, well, I can't really do that, but okay. What did I roll? A 9.
9. I mean,
Half of that.
it was intended to be very difficult. She just locks her jaw and just kind of like inclines her head towards you, right? It doesn't seem as if your words were taken to heart.
It's fine. She can think about it. She'll come around probably, maybe.
Who knows? All right.
I don't say a word. I don't say a fucking word the entire time.
I feel like it's not even an Ashes thing. Like, Ashes, I think, would just be like, yeah, okay, whatever. But I also feel like that's a Jay thing of like, I am not going to be the one to fuck this up. Like,
there.
Look, the good thing has to end eventually, all right? Or
I mean, no.
we get another sworn ally.
Another? We have one sworn ally?
Yeah, Azrock.
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah, sure.
well, yeah, you guys have sworn allies in Azrock. So yeah. Okay. From there, it's a very easy a trip to traverse over to the Dead Branch Gate, which is still filled with numerous sources for you to activate the portal with. And
Activate.
you do so. Portal
We do so.
activates. Silvery film lines the archway, and both go in. And you are not stopped. You do not receive a voice of chastisement. But
Do
you
not
are
pesto.
chased by the shadow as you move through the ethereal tunnel. And Jay, roll me a 1d2. You're a 1, Zach's a 2.
On the flipping a coin. Here it is. Bing.
It's
Oh.
Zach
It is.
or Bones.
What's up, baby?
All right, Bones. Shadowy hands streak out towards you. Are
I'm
you
blessed.
relying
I'm
on?
my
You're relying on the
forest
blessing. Okay. What do you want? What do you want?
bestie.
It's stuck on your hand. Stuck on your paw. And Mama. Never mind, I got it. He had carpet stuck on his paw. Anyways, please roll me, Bones, a 1d100. You want to roll above a 25.
7. 28. Yeah, baby, I did it.
All right, so the way we've talked about this recently, right? The way I had been running things with the blessing was not how I wanted it to end up being. So typically, if you roll below a 50, you gain a Bane. If you roll above a 50, you gain a boon. Okay? In this particular setting, because you gain the blessing, that drops the tier down to a 25 or below to gain a Bane. But it also gives you a dead zone where you do nothing. So you're in that dead zone where it's just like, okay, nothing, right? So you didn't roll high enough to get a boon, but fortunately, because of the blessing, you are not getting a Bane. So,
That'll happen.
the power welling up within you rebuffs the shadow, pushes it back outside of the arcane stream that you are traveling through, and then poof, poof, ashes and bones are both deposited outside. And I'm assuming the plan is just heading straight down to floor 3.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is the idea.
We're starting a new situations counter because of the multitude of days that have passed without anything happening. So situation tick up to 1 for the length of travel. And you guys arrive back in the 3rd level of the dungeon. Go through the checkpoint at the eastern Stromkolder ruins. There is a skeletal crew here holding down the force, or the base, right?
What am I seeing?
Same thing as you go through the southern checkpoint, although this one is a bit larger. And as you head into Azrok's Hold, into the western Stromkolder ruins, there's just activity everywhere. You're noticed very quickly, hailed, identified, and then escorted to your allies Ezrah and Matashtai. Matashtai, was there anything you were doing kind of early in the morning before things got kicked off? While Ezrah was speaking to commanders?
I can't remember. Did we work through like the nightly stuff of what we were working on as far as like talisman and stuff? I can't remember if we did.
Yes, you did.
Okay.
Yeah, so you have a talisman active currently. I believe you took the
yes, the smite one.
Smite one.
That's
yeah.
the one. Yeah. Okay. Then no, I don't think there's anything specific that I was looking to do.
Okay, cool. Then it is mid-morning, maybe 9-ish, 9:30, something like that, as ashes and bones are brought into your presence. You all are actually in a building just to the west of Azrok's kind of like feast hall. There's a number of individuals responsible for making decisions, captains, etc., ferrying orders, backing or around. It's the room actually where you met with Lurkana at one time. So, so Lurkana is here, but the scenario is developing to where most of the forces of the Legion are on the move now. So there will not be many people here in the very near future. So with that in mind, is there anything you guys want to take care of? Any questions you want to ask? Any things you want to do? Or are you basically at the point to where you just want to get pointed in the right direction and go?
Does anybody want to write a will?
Nah, just point me.
Just point me.
No will. No.
As soon as I find out the decision, I start celebrating. I'm gonna kill a beholder.
When they arrive, Ezra will have a small team meeting
Team meeting.
and explain the mission.
P.M.
And as he goes through the facts, he seems confident. He doesn't stutter. He's just going through details and is...
He's possessed. Let's take him to Ezra to see if he's got
I
a brain
love the
worm.
character moment. I love Ezra actually like having this like moment of confidence, but at the same time, I do have to throw out that kind of narrative situation of, you realize I have to kill you now, right?
Yeah.
Like,
I'm just building this up.
I
Jimmy.
don't even have a
Chill.
choice anymore. You're just putting it in the story that I have to
That's what I have
kill
to
you
do.
now. Oh my god.
My plan is coming to fruition.
Your plan to die?
Mm-hmm. To force Jeremy to kill me with another goddamn
My
beholder.
god, I'm gonna have to like rewrite so many portions of the fucking dungeon.
Yep, right
God
to
damn
stream
it.
Now that we're on stream.
Ugh. All right.
But no, he
even
goes
have to
through
force
the
them now.
information he's collected, making sure everyone understands what the fuck we're up against, because,
Yeah.
kind of important.
I mean, do you guys want to actually talk about that in theory? You guys know I'm not like
Big monster.
meta character knowledge, blah, 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 blah. You guys want to take a moment and be like, yo,
Big monster, lots of eyes.
All right. So, magic items. that we have
Kill him with fire.
will not work in this fight.
Yeah, they will.
It's
Just
just
looked at.
in the cone. In the cone, all
the
magic
cone.
items are useless. So, Matt, if you're walking on a wall and you get coned, you're a monk. I know you do cool monk shit, but just as a heads up, if you're really high up, you might take a little bit of damage.
No, he's the
Only
monk.
if
It's
I-
fine.
Only if I
And-
stop up there.
And really, the
Also,
big
I'm pretty
thing
sure
is-
he has to be like 100+ feet up at this
Yeah,
point to
yeah.
take
Yeah.
any damage. It's stupid. It's ridiculous.
Jeremy, you can crit me if I'm in the cone.
If you're in the cone.
Yep.
Oh, only here's the thing. Only if I'm attacking you with something else, because the beholder doesn't really attack. You know,
It
what
has
am
a
I gonna do?
bite action,
Take the bite action to try to
Yes,
crit you
Yes,
in the
take
cone?
bite action.
Fuck off.
Do the-
I mean, why else would he have the bite attack if not to use it?
So he could eat.
So he can eat. All right.
Yeah, if you don't have a bite attack, you can't actually eat in this world.
So all of you that don't have a bite attack on your character sheet, I'm sorry, but you are dead. You just don't
I
know.
osmose nutrients.
Oh,
I'm
do you?
actually aware.
Good,
Oh, hey.
good to know.
Right damage is considered magical.
Ooh. Uh-oh.
There you go. Yep.
Okay.
Wait, so does it take your right off and you have to reapply it each
No,
time?
it doesn't remove any
It
effects.
just doesn't work while he's in the cone.
Yeah.
As soon as the cone is shifted, it's back.
Yeah,
So,
absolutely.
so in theory, if I cast a spell and I'm concentrating on it, and he cones me, it doesn't impact the spell if any of the effects are outside of the cone. I am still concentrating on it.
Unless by gazing at you, he severs the magical connection you're holding on the targets.
Doesn't work that way.
You don't know that.
Let's go! I want to kill him.
My understanding of how it works does not work that way. If you want to throw some cool shit at me, I'm all for it.
I want to swim in his big ass eye.
He says until it happens to him.
I want to swim in his big ass eye. What the fuck? All right then. Okay.
Talk about the 4 lieutenants that I learned about.
Nah, we don't need to worry about that.
Yes. We
Nah,
do.
it's fine.
We face the mind flayer. We
I
need to
think-
know that there's some in the hold.
In the scenario, right in the discussions, Lorcana there will probably say, you know, if things go south, things don't work out, then remove yourselves. But if the Xanathar loses all of its lieutenants, won't be as severe a blow as losing the head itself.
Pun intended.
He looks at you flat-faced.
I don't think this is a joking time, Ezra.
I disagree.
I
Okay.
echo her stern look.
So, the various squadrons, the various groups of the Legion, most of them have already moved off, but the ones that are remaining are now leaving. Their march is underway.
Did you water breathed everybody?
Okay.
Okay. Hey, what was that? What,
Yeah,
what
that
was
was
that
a part of
wand?
your discussions.
Yeah.
what was that wand we found?
I put it in the chat. It's a wand of beholder slaying.
Oh,
Okay. Hey,
shit.
Jake, what was that wand that we found that you were supposed to identify?
I don't recall, as I mentioned in the chat, saying I know we found a wand. I don't know if I identified it.
Like covered in ash.
I mean, so
or looked.
it's 10 minutes, so I'm assuming you could have gotten it identified over the course of the last, I don't know, day and a half.
I assumed it was in someone's bag of holding. So
It was given directly to you.
that seems unlike you, but okay.
Well, I would have kept it, but it's a wand and I don't know what it does. Is it a wand of flesh peeling? Because that would be really useful for me.
Do you already have like a
What the
knife
fuck?
that does that?
Yeah, I do.
Please roll for me
A
Jake?
knife of flesh peeling.
a 1d6 plus 1.
Yeah, the calcium supplement.
2.
Wow,
Aha.
that's not good.
That's not great, but it is what it is. It is a wand of fireballs, but with a twist. This wand does not require attunement.
Let me get that.
However, it does not recharge, so it only has 2 fireballs in it.
Dose fireball.
Ezra hands it to Bones.
Oh,
And it
hell
says
yeah.
it is.
Unlimited power.
What could possibly go wrong in this
What's your
scenario?
spellcasting modifier, Bones?
I'm ready.
So everything
I mean,
else
what if this made it a
is
step
exactly
forward?
the same as the Wand of Fireballs in the SRD, if you want to pull that over. However, you only have 2 charges, does not recharge, does not require attunement.
Cool.
Yokai.
Oh.
You're okay.
Odie, you snoring. I hear you with your nasally over there.
Damn,
Like,
I gotta call him out like that.
Fucked up.
Very hypocritical considering Jeremy snores like a goddamn sawmill.
yeah, y'all gonna get to live with that for a week.
I won't.
Don't worry, Jay. I got earplugs for you.
Nice. All right.
You and Rachel are welcome to crash at my place. I'm just saying.
I did get some nasal strips, mostly just because I've been trying them off and on for actual sleeping, but maybe they'll help for snoring. Who knows? Anyways, okay. Without further ado, you are blindfolded, spun around, and pushed in a direction. That direction just so happens to be the hidden entrance to the secret Xanathar lair.
Ezra would have mapped out the path as much as the information was provided by Scout.
Easy. You guys are escorted to this entrance, and you're...
Ooh, we got a little bit of a jig going on.
There we go. There's a little bit of a different tone for this place. Okay. Having heard how loud that was, though, let me adjust some volumes real quick. Okay, so, you guys find yourself walking through a very straight, very smooth,
I wonder what caused this.
immaculately carved tunnel
Definitely not what's going to kill Ezra.
straight into the rock for about 700 or 800 feet, right? So I'm assuming you guys at this point are kind of like moving very cautiously,
Cautious,
quietly, etc. At least initially. So, let me get you guys all put over on the map. Ezra out front.
Oh, of course.
30 to 70 feet.
Walking with a strut, like he knows what he's doing.
My god. Okay. Last minute checks, new map, who dis? Make sure no one's gonna run through walls or anything.
I don't know what you're
Bitch.
talking about. I've never done that ever.
Dynamic lighting barriers restrict movement. Thank you. Lighting mode is on. That mode is on.
Action.
Etc. Cool. Alright. Here. As you move further down the hall, you begin to hear the sounds
silence.
Of cheering.
Liberation.
Okay, so you guys are way over on the western or eastern side.
Sleep pretty small.
Okay.
Do you guys hear that?
Hold up.
No.
Sounds like they're having a party.
Yeah, when I move, it looks weird.
Does it look weird?
Yeah.
Okay. So.
Like the lighting shifts weird.
Oh, does it?
Oh, that's real weird.
Oh,
yeah.
don't tell me
Same
that.
here.
I don't like hearing that.
Dotted lines like on the
Oh,
border.
now I have
that,
vision
like,
of everything.
shift when you move.
I don't. You have vision of everything?
Well, not everything. So like, I
Let me
can
get some of
see-
that. Oh, I'm fucking stuck in the wall. Oh, I'm out.
I can see down here.
Oh, I'm stuck. No. Oh, hold on. Okay, I'm out.
Stop
moving.
ramming against things.
I didn't ram. I picked myself up and dropped myself there.
Okay. Why y'all hate
See,
me?
look, if I drop myself on the wall, I can't use my arrow keys. But if I jiggle my mouse and move it sideways, then I can get myself out.
Just use your arrow keys. Why do you hate me?
So, what do you think the chances are we're going to actually find our quarry within the next hour?
I don't know. 60?
60%.
Okay.
Well, you know
I
what? I get 2 hybrid transformations now, so let's just go ahead and.
No. Why wouldn't you just wait until we find something? You're
I
gonna
don't
start.
want to waste the first 3 rounds of combat using bonus actions.
I don't want to waste.
Okay. So, as
say
you
it in
guys
character.
come down this excavated hall, right? Happening with my music. Why did my music go away?
Why did it go away, Jeremy?
This is some Psychonauts shit.
It
Is this
is.
from Psychonauts? It
No.
actually is from Psychonauts?
It is
Oh,
not.
damn.
It is not from Psychonauts, but it is some Psychonauts shit. Okay, so as you are moving forward down the hallway, you see a door to the south. Okay, you can see everything here is lit. Right, there are little not necessarily like torch sconces, but there's little like bubbles on the side of the wall that are kind of just glowing bright light. Okay? So you see further down there is another doorway, and you can hear, kind of coming from this southern door, or beyond that southern door, there's this just cheering, this raucous, horrible clamor. What do you do? besides fucking Ashes over there who just goes wolfs out.
And then cuts himself. Okay, well, do we want to
I need it.
actually open stuff and probably get in a lot of fights, or do we want to like try and sneak in?
Sneak in straight at Xanathar and then get collapsed on by his entire crew.
Yeah, that's my problem too. Get collapsed on. What if we put mattresses up against every doorway so they
Well,
can't hear?
Lurkana even noted if we can deal with the lieutenants, that is a hefty blow regardless.
Does anybody know what a Zan lieutenant looks like?
Ezra described them
I
when his
described them in detail.
Or-
Shows how much you were paying
His
attention. Do you have
dude
freeze?
found
Were you distracted or?
brain worm. He's got a brain worm.
A brain worm.
Brain worm.
Oh shit.
That's
He's
what
got
made him
worm.
so confident.
He needs some Ivor. Oh, what the fuck's the drug called?
That's
Worm.
for
Ivermectin.
Ivermectin.
Yeah, there it is.
all right. Open the door.
Thanks, I hate
I
it.
take while also calling
Okay.
my people that don't share
I'm
my
just gonna
opinion.
I'm gonna
cheap.
ask this once and then basically maybe I'll reinforce it a couple times. But are you guys being quiet about your?
Yes.
Extremely
Exploration.
stealthy. Yes.
And I need a
Attempted.
stealth roll from all of you.
Stealthiest of stealth.
Hey, best roll I've had all night.
Wow, that's my minimum roll. I must have rolled bad.
Good lord. What does a lieutenant look like?
Not that bad. But just kind of naturally, right? Like Ashes has wolfed out. His armor is kind of like clanging about a little bit. He's almost kind of got this anxious, like pre-battle jitters scenario going on, and it's kind of making him louder than he should be. And it is at this point that Ashes pulls open the door. Slowly, cautiously, and you can see steps curving downwards, and that the cheering, that roar, just boom, explodes. It gets super loud, right? Now having removed a barrier between you and it. And it is the sound of dozens of people cheering, screaming, and over the top of it, you can hear this kind of higher pitched voice kind of calling out, "Oh, please, come on, help me! I don't want to die!" What do you do?
I think we just go in.
So I don't need movements.
Yeah.
I need statements.
Maybe we don't go
Yeah,
where the crowd
I'm saying
is?
like a choice. What does the party choose to do? You guys can take a second to talk about it out of game, or if you want to take a few seconds to talk about it in game, you could do that. Though those seconds might matter.
I think Mitch is correct, and that anything we do not take care of on the way in will almost certainly collapse on us in the fight.
But if there's a crowd, that means there's some sort of a game or something happening, so they're distracted.
Yeah, until the Xanathar starts yelling, "Intruders! Intruders in the Xanathar room!"
There's an intercom system. He's just like, please, there are intruders in the inner sanctum. Everyone, converge.
Intruders in the Oculus, because it's eye-based.
Ooh,
Get it?
nice.
Okay, anyway.
There you go.
So we're planning on 100% clearing this dungeon.
Okay,
Is that what I'm hearing?
what do you want to do? Do you not want to do it?
I want to live.
Okay, I close the door and we move on. We leave this person to be tortured to death by the Xanathar.
The Xanathar won't be doing the torturing.
Is that the choice that the party makes?
No, I walk in and I fireball these
I-
motherfuckers.
I wanna see who it is. I
Okay.
sneak in. I don't give a fuck what they're doing. I sneak in to take a look.
All right.
Hey, dude.
Matashtai and Bones, their curiosity gets the better of them. To actually really get now, I know you guys can see from the map's perspective, but to really kind of like see a little bit of what's going on, you're gonna have to come to about right here.
That's completely exposed.
No, you're not.
Oh, okay.
And you got to keep in mind, right? You're coming down steps, right? These are all stairs.
No.
So where you're at right now is a good 15 feet above where the crowd is right now. So
What
you're
the fuck
basically
is
like
this? This
turning like
screams. This screams secret thing. Is
this.
there a secret thing here?
There is an alcove there, and there is a big suit of metal armor standing in it.
Oh, that seems like a fucking animated armor that's about to beat your ass.
I sure hope not, but I guess maybe.
Okay, so
Okay,
but from
so
this
there are
vantage, those who have come down here, you can see there's a weird like little amphitheater or coliseum or something, right? There is seating in a circle facing the southeast, and the stands are filled with people who look like bandits, Xanathar members, bugbears. There's some goblins kind of like carrying trays back and forth, like waddling around with drinks and snacks and things like that. They're not really getting paid much attention to. And from where you are standing now, you can just see standing in the sands to the south of this crowd who is they're just cheering and jeering, is a woman who is kind of like yelling up, pleading with the crowd, and you can see she's already kind of like, she's a little bruised and banged up, but she's not like mortally wounded or anything like that.
Anybody we know?
No.
Ah, well.
She is a banged up female halfling, looks like.
A halfling, Jake? You want to leave a halfling to die?
And it is in that moment that you hear this kind of this high-pitched
Cow noise.
snort, and roar, and a huge creature charges into view. A Minotaur, just head down across the sands. This halfling tumbles to the side just barely as the Minotaur goes by, and turns, stops before it gets to the stands, hefts an axe. And the halfling woman is armed. She has a short sword in her hand, but she doesn't seem to have any interest in utilizing it. What do you do?
You think that's one of the lieutenants there, Ezra?
Does it look like a dwarf wearing a Minotaur's helmet?
No, it looks like an actual Minotaur.
No, that's not a...
How high is the ceiling to the sands?
The ceiling to the sand, I think this whole place is about 30 feet high. Like, so the stands themselves are about 20 feet to the ceiling, and then the sands are another 10 feet down, basically.
Okay, let's just take a quick vote. Fight. 2. Don't fight. 1.
Right. I mean, well, hold on. It's not just simple as fight. Are we going into like slay all the spectators? Or are we like gonna jump over them into the ring and just like participate in the arena?
We're definitely killing everybody that's not the halfling in this room.
Well, maybe even the halfling. We don't know her alignment.
Wow.
Yeah, we don't know who she is yet.
All right.
Wow.
Mass genocide it is.
No?
Okay, so it's 3 to 1 fight then? Is that
These
where we're
poor
at?
goblins are just out here fucking like trying to sell some drinks.
Jay, I believe you're the deciding vote.
I tell you what. I want to just jump in the middle of the ring. And if the spectators continue to spectate, we don't aggress.
All right, go ahead. Jump in. I will skulk behind, and when they are aggressive, I will start stabbing.
I run across the ceiling and drop onto the Minotaur.
Here I go.
Okay, all right. There's
What if the Minotaur's a good person too?
that
They're both
took
being
that
forced to
took
fight.
5 minutes out of our real life scenario, but in reality, there's a few quick glances past. Ezra is apprehensive, but
Hi,
Matashtai
right
is convicted. Bones is convicted. Ashes, Bones starts to like make the like kill 'em all motion, right? And Bones is like, or Ashes is like, oh, and then starts running. And as soon as he does, Matashtai up on the wall, and they're basically like keeping parallel. Ashes runs, shoulders past some of the bandits, jumps down into the sands.
Put them on my arms.
Right? And while this is happening, Matashtai is across the ceiling above him. And Bones and Ezra are remaining behind, trying to ascertain how the situation develops.
How deep is the pit?
Specifically hiding.
So each rung is 5 feet down. So this being the base, this kind of like step area is 5 feet down, and then the sand is 10 feet down from the top.
Thank you.
Okay. Ashes and Matashtai. As you enter, right? As Ashes enters, right? He kind of has to shoulder past a couple people. So there's kind of this like, hey, get off! What's your surprise, right?
He's a wolf.
What? Ha! And then Matashtai just running along the ceiling, so at first no one fucking notices him at all, and then as they're like, it's a wolf man! They're like, it's a weird man! It's a Spider-Man!
No. Oh no.
Bring me pictures of Spider-Man.
But there is this initial, like, shock and awe amongst the crowd. And as this scenario happens, right, the Minotaur, his attention is kind of, like, drawn to this spectacle. And he turns towards you all. And in this kind of moment, the halfling scurries a little further away from him. And this the scene that plays out, right? Like the Minotaur looks confused, looks at Ashes, right? Looks at Matashtai, whom I'm assuming you basically run directly over the Minotaur at this point.
Oh, for sure.
Looks up at you kind of confused. And then before anything else can really happen, right? Your attentions are drawn down here to the southeast corner of the room, where there's this big kind of like alcove situated in the arena, raised up
that's
off.
where Xanathar hangs out.
Raised up off of the sands itself, and there is not a beholder there. But there is a squat individual with a great horned helm standing there. And he yells out, what's this now? Interruptions to our bouts! Fine then! A change of plans! 100 gold to whoever brings me a head! And he points at you two. And everyone in the crowd, sans the two goblins, stand up, draw weapons, and the Minotaur hefts the great axe from one hand to the other. I need everyone to select their tokens and roll for initiative.
No, that's
we've got to stop just jumping headlong into fights like.
I tried. I fucking tried.
You guys are playing heroes. What are you talking about?
I don't see why we gotta stop doing it.
Yeah.
Because it's gonna kill us. It is
Yeah, but what's the
literally
point?
going to kill us.
This
We
won't
will
kill
die.
me. The disintegration ray is what's going to kill me.
It'll be
So-
fine.
You wanted to kill the lieutenants anyway. This is,
It was a call out that was an option.
Porque no los dos. Ashes would look really cool with a Minotaur helm.
Historically, our actions have not caused us to die.
Historically, that is correct.
Historically correct, yeah.
Go. Okie dokie. All right. Before anything else can really happen, the two goblins, right? They take their trays and they go, ah! And they toss them, right? And they go, doof, 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 and they run and they basically jump into hidey holes, out of the fucking way, because they are innocent bystanders, quote unquote. And we are at the top of the round. Matashtai, you happen to be... Holy shit. You happen to be the quick one on deck.
I launch myself at the Minotaur's face.
The Minotaur looks up at you, snorts, and goes to like swing and intercept as you just kind of like do the anime like spring poof, down off the ceiling onto him.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
With Tom McKiri.
And you are 30 feet up.
Yeah,
Classic.
sure were.
Nat 1.
My God.
That'll do.
That'll do. Pig.
Knew I should have done the advantage one.
My goodness. My fucking goodness.
My one opportunity to use Death from Above.
You've used it before.
I'll give you a second opportunity here because that's a 5. So for the critical fail, the Minotaur catches you, like sees you, does the snort, just swings as you're coming down, and he catches you with a hit. Or at least he catches you with a swing. We'll see if it actually connects.
I have
So-
faith that it will.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. With how Pathfinder's been going lately, it will
My
probably crit me.
God. Oh. Okay. Great Axe. 14. So that is a miss. If you roll me an acrobatics check of 21 or higher, I will say you catch him. Okay, you do not. I was gonna say
cool.
you catch it and you
worry.
get propelled back up to the ceiling and you can redo your thing. But instead, you just managed to like dive out of the way midair, land in the sand next to him, and continue on with your turn. I tried to do
Dice
some
are
cool
not with
shit,
me
but it
today.
didn't work. The dice just
I
weren't with
appreciate
you.
it. Alright. I swing again from the ground.
From the ground, 16 hits. You can see this this individual is not heavily armored.
Okay. What?
I'm bringing myself out just so I can like have room to draw, Jeremy.
What?
I'm moving myself out so I can see. I can't see enough to draw.
Oh, okay. Trying to do fireballs. Gotcha.
Right, yeah.
Fair enough.
I attempt to stun the Minotaur.
Stun the Minotaur. Minotaur. Why is this Minotaur 2? What?
I don't know, Jeremy. Why is it?
Why is he Minotaur 2?
I have no idea why this character sheet is named Minotaur 2. This Minotaur's name is Umpak, by the way.
So the Minotaur that's coming down the hallway to flank me is Minotaur 1.
I guess. Normally they're all just Minotaur, and they all just use the same freaking sheet. I have no idea why this one is 2. Alright. Stunning blow. Ooh.
I think he saves. Yeah, he does. Cool. It's just how today's gonna be. I've
That's
been
just... Look, you're saving it up for later.
Yeah!
Ooh! Later being
What
now.
the fuck was that on the first hit?
He punched him.
You
Bro, that would have been
punched.
so much damage if that was the first hit.
It would have been so much damage.
From 0 to hero, just like that.
Oh my
That would have
goodness.
been. I was also gonna use my fucking smite token and
Yeah.
everything.
Just like obliterate that Minotaur right off the bat. Well, you don't obliterate it, but you do land a solid hit as soon as you land, right? A slash across its stomach. It cries out, does a quick like flick of its head trying to back you off, but you're able to duck under and doo-doo into the abdomens, and this thing is just feeling the pain, but it's a Minotaur, so it's like it's just mad now.
See, it is mad.
Anything else for your turn?
It's anger. It's palpable.
No.
Okay.
I think so. Not at the
Sounds
moment.
good. The halfling is kind of taken aback by the situation. She yells out, and kind of in her cry of surprise, she has this short sword in front of her, and she looks back at the guy in the bull helmet on the stand to the southeast, and she looks like she wants to move away from the stand, from the Minotaur, from the crowd, but she also looks like she absolutely does not want to move closer to that guy. So she kind of just takes this weird defensive stance in the center of the ring. Bones. As you are peeking around the corner and you hear the crowd, kind of jeer at Ashes and Matashtai, and there's this individual that basically calls out and is like, bring me their heads, that kind of situation. You hear this as the statue next to you begins to glow and power up.
Yeah,
Called it.
that tracks.
Who was it? Who called it animated armor?
But it is your turn.
Okay. Coolio. Is it online already?
It is, yes.
It will
Cool.
currently hit you in the face.
What happens if you don a set of armor and then after you put it on, it animates?
It squeezes the juice out of you.
It literally shreds you.
Is it like Transformer you if you were in the car?
Oh my
Transformer.
god. That's such a horrible picture.
Holy crap.
Love in disguise.
Alright, Bones, what do you want to do?
I don't know how dangerous an animated armor is.
Okay.
Found out.
It looks very spiky and very menacing.
What is it in Kirk? Is it in Kirk armor?
What's
Uh,
Kirk armor?
Dark Souls.
Not quite that spiky, but kinda, yeah. It looks spiky enough to the point to where if it hugged you, it would probably hurt a lot.
So
I
Hell Knight armor.
ignore it and. Okay, I will. Take careful aim and stab it.
Okay, you're careful aim and dagging the animated armor.
Correct.
Okay, sounds good. You see the lights kind of like blossom in its helmet, right? And you hear this kind of thrumming of magic as it kind of becomes alive. And kind of in that scenario, you're just like, oh, no. And you just go to shiv this thing. And a 20 will definitely hit.
Sharpshooter
Somebody
button on
died.
accident?
Oh, okay. So take away 10 damage.
I don't know if you can sharpshoot fucking melee attacks.
You cannot.
I would assume not.
It's a
That would
ranged
be
attack.
amazing.
Hold on.
Look at that purple hair.
Technically, it just says before you make an attack with a ranged weapon, you are proficient.
Yeah, that's the
It's a
ranged
ranged
weapon part of
attack.
things, though.
It's a ranged weapon.
No. No.
Yeah,
It is
fine,
a
whatever.
melee attack.
Okay, whatever. It's still 30 fucking 2 damage.
Yeah. Turn purple. Purple spots. Alright, so what was it? 31 damage?
32.
32. 32. All right. You hit this thing with such force that you crumple in the front of the helmet, and you rip your dagger away. You rip Windspike away, and there's this rush and this kind of like the thrum of magic goes from to this kind of like high-pitched whine as it's kind of like passing through this horrid gap that you have carved into the armor, which just seems animated.
Well, it is what it is. That's all I can do.
Okay. Gotcha. There is a great roar as the members of the crowd begin to basically jump down and rush into the sandpit. This bugbear is going to rush towards the halfling, seeing a easier target, potentially. Swings with a Morning Star. Why is all my stuff at not that? Swings at the Morning Star at disadvantage as the halfling in her defensive stance just kind of like ducks out of the way. This one comes running up behind Matashtai, actually, and will swing at advantage, having pinned the monk up against the Minotaur.
Oh, yeah,
18?
Minotaur.
Yes, that will hit.
18, 11 piercing damage as it clubs you with this Morning Star, basically, and the tines off of it tear into your flesh. Okay.
Good old times.
The next guy... Tines! Next guy... Man, none of these have... Oh, I think it's... Oh, never mind. I know the reason now. I know the reason now. That's okay. So, this bandit jumps down next to you, Matashtai, swings at you with a scimitar. 17.
That misses.
Alright, Ezrah, you can hear... you hear this cry out from... below where your friends have gone. You see Bones peering around the corner, and then this armor animates behind him and he attacks it, but the armor doesn't fall. What do you do?
Lightning bolt.
Ooh.
I'm gonna lightning bolt this straight line of
Okay.
oak.
So, where's your start? Where's your end? Okay, gotcha.
Thank you, Zach.
Zach, are you the one just drawing teal lines everywhere?
I'm teal, baby.
Teal, baby. Alright, so you're hitting this, which means you're going to hit all of these top guys.
Yep, should be 6 boyos.
Yep, absolutely. Okay, 27.
7 there?
The bandits, the more, not all of them are human, but the non-bugbear ilk, regardless of whether they are deft enough to dodge out of the way, Ezrah, your magic is so powerful that even the trace amounts of lightning energy that course through them is enough to kill them. So these 3 are, or these 4 are instantly killed. So the bugbears, that is a save, and that is a save. So
They're
half.
so dexterous.
13 lightning to those boys.
Okay, so the bugbears are pretty horribly wounded by your lightning bolt, right? Crying out in pain. There's the sudden smell of charred flesh fills the arena. There's this huge exclamation, right, as all of these people, their attention is suddenly turned to this giant arc of electricity that shoots through the northern side of the tunnel, or the arena. So there's a big freak out moment there. And those that remain alive are like, There's a wizard! You know?
And I slowly back away.
Okay. Sounds good. This guy is dead. This guy is barely alive. But he is angry. He's... and he just books it. So he has... 45. So
This music
he
is
gets...
too intense to listen to for 4 hours.
Here... just rushing that way. You hear feet running up towards you, Bones, and that is the end of his turn.
Hello there.
Hello there.
That's pretty good. That's spot on, actually.
That is not. Nope, not that one.
Oh.
I need the music to chill the fuck out. Like, it's too much.
How about that?
It's more chill, but still pretty intense.
It's not that intense.
It's over 3 hours.
Okay. So this guy, he is gonna jump down, take an advantage attack against normal attack against the halfling. Oh, big miss. Let's see if he confirms that crit. He does not. All right. This guy, he will jump down as well. Normal miss. This bugbear comes running, and gets to you, Bones, right? Sees you in the alcove and hefts this morning star in your direction, but can't do anything because he used his action to dash. The Minotaur looks around as if kind of like frustrated, right? Like, closed in on all sides. And looks at you, Matashtai, and is kind of does the quintessential kind of like Minotaur snort thing where steam kind of comes out of his nostrils, right?
It breathes fire.
But he stamps and turns, lowers his head, and charges Ashes, who is just far enough away to incur a charge attack, but the Minotaur stays in range of Matashtai to not provoke an attack of opportunity.
Wow, you did a charge attack without breaking.
Perfect layout, right?
Impressive. Honestly impressive.
So charges you and is going to try to hit you recklessly with a gore attack. 22.
That'll do it.
All right. You take 11 piercing damage plus, because of the charge, or yeah, it's going to be reduced because but un momento. So 24 reduced down to 12.
Still not great.
And I need you to make a DC 14 strength saving throw.
It's not con.
It's not.
And it's also an advantage. Which, goddamn.
You make it. You make it. So you stay on your feet. You're not just like tossed into the sands by the Minotaur. Who is somewhat surprised by the fact that you're not just tossed into the dirt by this charge attack. So, double check this. Okay.
So I'm going claws. My AC reduces by dose.
So that is the Minotaur's turn. The bandit behind the Minotaur jumps down, takes his place against Matashtai, attacks at advantage with a scimitar. 22 for 6 damage.
Yep, it'll do.
And then the individual, the bull-headed man up upon the dais to the southeast kind of just laughs to himself, right? And very casually walks down the steps and begins to kind of like walk around the outside of the sands. And when I say that kind of doof, doof, doof thing, he actually, each footfall kind of shakes the room a little bit. It feels almost as if there's a giant walking among you.
But a dwarf.
But a dwarf. But other than that, he takes no action. Quentin the Bull is dead, which brings us to Devin Angel Eyes. Who's gonna jump down and flank Ashes.
Oh, great. Well,
Scimitar.
AC's 19.
21.
That'll do.
1 slashing damage. My god. Alright. Edward Five Fingers. I think he calls out, Aldred, no! And he looks at his friend's corpse and he runs northward, looking for the source of the
wizard tabaxi.
Yeah, the wizard. Runs up, so that was 30 feet, runs up here, trying to get around the bugbear. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Runs up the stairs to sudden surprise. There's a half-elf there. He's got a scimitar drawn, but he can't do anything with his turn. Ashes, you're up.
I am going to move up here to flank with Matashtai, incurring an opportunity attack from the guy who just dealt me 1 point of damage.
Yoy! Miss.
Okay, good. All right. And it's been a while, but I think it's time for Berserker Barrage.
Berserker Barrage.
Berserker Barrage.
I mean, yeah, 29 hits.
Okay.
Is damage correct? You don't have any additional modifiers or anything? I know your situation.
The globals should be correct.
Okay. Tear through the you tear through the right like upper arm of the Minotaur as it kind of like leans over, trying to do a backswing towards Matashtai, and you just slash across its arm.
Does a natural 20 hit?
Yeah, obviously.
All right, and 24. Okay, that's
24 still hits.
So.
And so off of the slash on the arm, you spin, duck a blow from the Minotaur, and basically rip out its stomach, right? But it's just standing there almost out of sheer will. You jump
damage.
and slash at its face with this last attack. And it stumbles back into the bandit behind it, who kind of like just like shoves it off for a second. And the Minotaur steps forward, and you can see is basically all but gone if you were to blow on him.
Can I leave him with 1 HP? Of course. All right. Before the end of my turn, I look towards the dwarf walking back there, and I say, 50 platinum for his head.
Roll me an intimidation check. DC 19.
I have a -1, so I have to literally crit this. I did not.
You got pretty close. There's a possibility. All right. That is the end of your turn. Bones. The animated armor, barely held together, cracks and groans and kind of screeches with metal as it raises its fist to try to pummel you. So.
Try and roll low.
Here is a slam.
No, that didn't hit. It's close though.
Okay. And another slam.
Also doesn't.
Nope. All right. Aldred Nightmare is dead. Wild Floyd is dead.
Wild Floyd.
Wild Floyd. I think we're gonna party time on Matashtai. This other bugbear comes over and advantage Morning Stars. 12.
He does not hit me.
Big whiff.
I
All
dodge
right.
nimbly to the side.
Back at the top of the round, while the initial phase of the battle has not been quite as what you wanted it, right? With the lightning bolt streaking through the bandits, there are many of your opponents dead, and you are hefty, hardy, ready and willing adventurers. So things do not look too dire for you guys just yet. But as you look back to the center of the arena and you see her surrounded, the halfling is looking to be in relatively dire straits. So, when we reconvene here after our break, we will see how this battle turns out as you guys arrive in the Xanathar's lair and immediately just start fighting the guild members. We'll be back in about 5 minutes. See everyone then. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Hey everybody, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, consider leaving a like, commenting, or subscribing. It really helps me out. If you'd like to see me live, head over to my Twitch at twitch.tv/thedistanthorizon.